Hello there, YouTube. It's your boy B3 back with another kicking manga review. Normally, the manga we review are like dinosaur, kaiju, tokusatsu, kind of ancient hero-y things. But today we're actually looking at a horror manga, something kind of body horror-y, actually. It is Gyo, The Death Stench Creeps. 2-in-1 Deluxe Edition by the immortal JUNJI Ito. Very cool. My partner is a huge Junji Ito fan. Like, if it's an Ito book that's been published in the States, he has it. And he's been giving me books to read. I bought him The Immortal Hulk Omnibus, and he hasn't touched it in 6 months. But I did review The Immortal Hulk Omnibus, if you want to check that out. However, I immediately read the book he lent me, so... Oops. Anyhow, enough of my complaints. What I don't have any complaints about is Gyo. It's a very good horror manga, and this hardcover is very reasonably priced. I didn't pay for it, but I did look up the price, and the normal retail price is like $25 for this big hardcover with bonus stories. It's pretty cool. Because you have Gyo, which is this story about fish that get these machines from World War II stuck on them. Real Project 731 kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? And it lets them crawl onto land, but the fish die almost immediately upon having the machine attached to them, it seems. And the machine puts this virus in them that creates a horrible stench and kills them and makes them decompose. It's almost like a huge zombie reimagining, really. But these machines spread plague. They're like a bioweapon, basically. And it's very interesting. First, this couple is attacked by these fish. And some are like sharks, and there's even a big whale one and a big squid one. You know. This couple is attacked by them, and then they leave, and then the fish start to take over Japan. Then these fish start to take over, like, the planet. And there's this horrible virus that they're also spreading around. And then, when the fish completely decompose off the machines, they start picking up like humans. And so you have these horrific diseased humans on these robotic legs that are using them to spread plague. It's really sick. Like, there's actual sickening imagery. And the thing is, I read this book when I was like really sick. I was vomiting, and I had diarrhea. And I'm reading this gross body horror book where these people get this virus that makes them shoot this horrific bioweapon gas out their mouths and asses. So, like, I'm reading about this book and I'm like, oh shit, this is what I've been doing all day. I was sick for like 2 days. But I was actually going to take a nap because I was feeling ill, and I was like, oh, I'll read a chapter of this manga first. And before I knew it, I'd read the whole thing. It's one of those books. I couldn't put it down. But I won't tell you everything that happens. Like, the story is about the couple, primarily the dude. I won't tell you everything with them, but he has like an uncle who has insider info about the machines and is key in figuring them out. The couple themselves don't really seem to have a lot of chemistry. Like, as the book goes on, you see that the man is very, very devoted to his girlfriend. But before all the fish attack, he doesn't really seem to have much chemistry with her. They're like always arguing, and even before all the robo-y fishy stuff starts, they're kind of at each other's throats a lot. Maybe it's supposed to be sort of a you don't know what you've had till you lost it kind of thing. That makes sense, if that's kind of thematically part of this. But if it's not, then it just comes apart as odd. So I'm going to choose to believe that that is intentional. And there's also like little short stories in the back, like this really creepy one about this mountain. They find like holes in it, and people are beckoned to enter the hole. That's the shape of their body, which is very cool. I really enjoyed that short story. Junji Ito really is a master of body horror. Maybe even the master of body horror. He's like a Cronenberg of himself. He really is. Really. But this book is very excellent. The art is really, really creepy, and a lot of these decaying fish are almost hyper realistic in a way. Like, they really pop off the page. It's a very gross book. Like, it's not often I'll be reading a comic and the imagery is like grossing me out. Because I have a lot of horror comics. Like, Witches has very gross imagery, but it never grossed me out. This book actually did gross me out a little bit, which is a good thing. I was a mortician for 5 years, so, you know, if you can gross me out, you can gross anybody out. But it was like a good grossing out, like the kind that you want when you're reading horror. Not like the overly gross out stuff as a cheap scare, because it's easier to make people uncomfortable than it is to actually scare them. But also, the uncomfortableness is part of it too. Body horror is supposed to make you uncomfortable. You know? Like, it's not just scary, it's uncomfortable. And being scared itself is a type of uncomfort. But I think most of you understand what I mean. But yeah, Gyo is great. I think it basically just means fish in Japanese. But the full Japanese title is, and God, I hope I say this right, Gyo Ugomeku Bukimi. Oh, I feel pretty confident about that. Actually, quite factually. But yeah, Junji Ito is a genius. This, I wouldn't say, well, it's definitely not his most famous book. The I think Uzumaki is probably one of the most famous ones, but this is definitely a really good one. I never hear people talking about it except my partner, because he can't shut up about Junji Ito, but I understand why. He's turned me on to a lot of good comics. I've been reading a lot of Hellboy because of him, and this is really good too. And I can't wait to read more Junji Ito. I probably won't go out and buy any myself because he has all the Ito stuff published in the West. Like, all of it. When a new edition comes out, he gets that too. So he has like several of the same comics, but in different books. He's one of those. If I have 2 copies, then one is physical and one is digital. If I have 2 physical copies, I'm going to sell one, probably. But that is it. Thank you all very much for your support. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, etc. And I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.